Tarik, as you know, this Ranger team they're just not going to give you many gimmies, if any, especially in the playoffs. I mean, since January 27th, they're 26-8. So they've lost 8 games in 3 months.
Yeah.
It's just kind of a crazy stretch, and I think you kind of already alluded to this. And tonight, guys like Milano and Oshie, obviously Ovi, Stromer, Wilson, they got to get more shots. Now, I know it's easier said than done because the Rangers' defense is so good, but how can that happen? Protas led them in shots with 6, but how can those other big-name guys that they kind of banked on for the regular season get more involved?
Yeah, if you look at the body of work of the Capitals this season, they've had some hot stretches, but they've been defined by kind of an offense that just couldn't really get into gear for long stretches. That's just kind of been their MO. They've won with goaltending and really good defense and timely goals and power play goals. That's just their formula right now. I think if we look at the way this team is constructed and go, okay, well, they got 21 shots in game 1. They got to somehow double that. Well, that's just going to be really hard against a top opponent like the Rangers.
Right.
They just need to go back to the way they won those important games down the stretch. And like I said, that was Charlie Lindgren playing out of his mind. He was good in game 1. He's got to be great, and that's just the reality of the situation. That's the reality of the way this series is going to play out. If the Capitals are going to win, he has to outduel Igor Shesterkin. I mean, and Shesterkin is one of the best goaltenders on the planet. He won the Vezina Trophy 2 years ago. He was really good in Game 1, wasn't tested, but getting back to Lindgren, he's just got to not just be good. He's got to be great. Alex Ovechkin has to find a way. He's going to find a way to generate a little bit more. The power play, they got to figure it out, whether they're going to switch up personnel, whether they're going to change up their strategy, whatever they're going to do, the power play also has to produce. I feel like they got a really defined kind of way of how they were winning games in the second half of the season, and it was just 2-1 and 3-2. It was great goaltending from Lindgren. It was popping a power play goal every other game. It was Alex Ovechkin sometimes on the power play. I kind of feel like they're one and the same because he got a lot of his offense on the power play. And then that suffocating man-to-man defense just holding on for dear life in the third period of 1-goal games. If they're going to beat the Rangers, they just got to fall back on that blueprint that they established for themselves in the second half.
Are you feeling good about tonight?
You know what? Yes, I am, and I'll tell you why. The Capitals played a great road first period, so they know what it looks like. They were able to do it for a little bit. I mean, if we look at Game 1, the Capitals were in it, except for like a 2.5-minute stretch of craziness in the second period where it just got away from them. And that's what teams like the Rangers, who are stacked and are just really good top to bottom, can do to you if you, as one player said yesterday, just fall asleep for a few minutes. The game just slips right through your fingers. But going back to that first period, if they're able to play the way they did in that opening 20 minutes for a longer stretch today, Charlie Lindgren goes back to one of the best goaltenders in the league and makes 3, 4, 5 huge saves that come at the right time. I think the Capitals could go back with a split. And if they go back with a split, again, the pressure all shifts back to the Rangers, the President's Trophy winners. Everyone expects them to steamroll their way to the final. And, as guys in D.C. who watch this Capitals team, we know what that's like, right? I mean, 3 times in the past, a handful of years, the Capitals had all that pressure as the President's Trophy winning team, and it didn't work out for them. So, if the Caps can get one win here tonight, I think that will change the tone and tenor of this season of the series.